Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Today I'm doing a real-time video as opposed to a time-lapse, just to get a few things accomplished that I think wouldn't really be best seen in a time-lapse. The first thing I want to do is just give you an overview of the city, because really I haven't done that yet, and a lot has been accomplished in fact. So I'll just start in the first area here, the downtown area. I'm really liking how this is going. I mean, the skyline looks brilliant. Look at this. I mean, that is amazing with the scenery in the background and all that. Now, I will admit, I made this map, and you know, I thought it's not terrible as it is. I mean, it could be worse, but honestly, I mean, it's not actually the best. I think I could have done better with the watershed in general, but well, we're sort of stuck with this now, so whatever. It's good enough, right? I mean, the point is to build a city, not to build a good map. So, oh god, this thing is on fire. This is not good. Oh my god, this is a mess. This is horrible. I sincerely hope that doesn't actually burn down. I'm not actually seeing any fire trucks. Okay, it may have burned down. It's not looking too good. It looks very bad. I think it may have been burned. Yeah, it might have been burned down. Oh, okay, it's fixed now. Don't worry, guys. It's all good. Okay, so anyway, I downloaded a bunch of skyscraper assets, and then the rest of this is just base game content. You can see, when I was making the time-lapse, I didn't include the film where I made this area. I zoned it and put all the parks in and the services and all that, because I don't know whether it got corrupt or something, but it wasn't actually recorded. I may have forgotten to record it. So that wasn't included, so you sort of saw me laying out the roads, and then it was just there all of a sudden. But anyway, yeah, this square is here. It's sort of like Times Square, except more scenic, because Times Square is very like it's like a concrete jungle. But this is more of parks and plazas and trees. We have an ice sculpture park and a small park and a lot of rocks and trees and just general shrubbery. And then at the point where the two rivers meet here, we have the end to these keys. I think they're keys. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I used to say quays, which I'm pretty sure it's not that either. So it might be keys. But this park is here. This is actually a pedestrian road, but emergency vehicles can still travel on it, and it allowed me to place the parks in here, like the skating rink and the sledding hill, as well as the small park and the fire pit park. I think the two interchange idea will work, but I don't think this is working out, because it's just sending it onto this road, which isn't really going to work. I think what we need to do is have all the traffic get sent onto these two avenues somehow. Okay, so moving on to the university. That was the second thing we did. I went for a very like urban university look, so there's very tall towers for the buildings, and actually a lot of these count as high schools, like these two, but the rest of them are universities. But as you can see, having it set up like this ends up giving us a lot of capacity for 28,000 students, so I don't think we'll be having to worry about that type of education anytime soon. And it also provides us with good high school education. However, we're not getting the service in here that we need, so I think the mass transit's going to help with that. Now, I didn't download any dorms, I don't believe, and if I did, they're not here. But what I did was just zone some vanilla high-density residential, and that seems to be working out. It kind of fits in with the theme. And then I downloaded some parking garages and some parks, made this little walkway around the highway, and then I added in all these stadiums, because I knew there would need to be athletics, and the theme of the city isn't that it's winter all the time, it's more that it's winter right now, and it does have a summer season, so it's sort of like New York City, where there's 4 distinct seasons, and right now we're in one of them. So we have a football stadium, but obviously it's snowed in right now and the season is past. There's an indoor track and field facility. There is a parking garage. There's a baseball stadium, which is also outside, but obviously closed off. And then we have this arena, which they call it a stadium, but it's an arena. And I put in a pathway in there because it looked kind of weird because there's just grass there. So that's a thing. And it says it's not plowed, but it is. It doesn't need to be anyway. And then there's a soccer field, as well as a tennis club. And I think there's a swim club in there somewhere, but I can't find it. So anyway, that is that. And then to divide this from the uptown area, I built this green space between the 2 avenues that connect to the city. One outflow and inflow to the downtown area. And I think that really helps with the transition from a very urban blighted area to more of the modern and high-class area of the downtown area and the university as well. But you can see that these buildings are definitely not base game, and I really love them. I mean, look at that. Look at this theme. It's brilliant. I don't even know how I found this. It was courtesy of Corrales. He used the Brooklyn theme made by the same guy who created this Manhattan theme in the city. And coincidentally, this was actually causing my RAM issues, which you saw in the last episode were really frustrating. And what I just ended up doing was changing it from the theme mod theme, which you can find in the workshop, to just a Ringroad theme that I called Manhattan and Uptown. So, that's a thing. But I also made the specialization, which is not there, I guess, but you can see the tourism specialization. So any commercial area that spawns like these, for example, are going to be the clubs and the nightclubs and the bars and all that. So we have a nice nightclub district and the, what's this called? Network extension. So this thing right here is a network extensions add-on, and what it actually is, it's really cool. It's a pedestrian path. They call it a promenade, which I thought was really cool, and I thought we could have this going through the nightclub area. I don't know if you've ever been to Universal in Orlando, but they have this thing called a city walk, and it kind of reminds me of that. So we have that, and then the red light district and all that, so that's a thing. And then we have a park area to divide the noisy area away from the residential area. And but yeah, look at this. This is beautiful from this area, this view. Look at that. It can't get any better than that. And then the last area that I have as of now is this harbor area, and it's kind of down a hill. I wasn't sure how this is going to go, but I think it turned out actually pretty well. It's not a huge harbor because we have a very small river to work with, but you can see it's sort of at the bottom of a cliff, sort of secluded from the city, and it's really a good area for recreation within the city. This just little alley goes down and sort of ends at this rock, and then the pathway that goes along the quay here just connects up to this walkway. And I have some of the default assets for this, one of them being the fishing tours, as well as the restaurant pier, also the marina, and the extended docks, also more extended docks, and then I downloaded some boat assets. So there's a motorboat, a yacht, a houseboat, sort of like a tugboat, and another some more motorboats. But yeah, I really like how that's going. And then this one little secluded area over here. Our industrial area is gonna be in this section, but we have the water treatment plant, which, with the props that the game provides, turned out really nicely. And then there's like a little management building with the administration and the lab, also a screen facility. I mean, it just has everything. It's brilliant. But also, not only that, the service area, it's put out a lot of pollution. But we have incineration plants for the garbage, but not only that, recycling centers as well. And, oh gosh, there's one of the tree problems. They just grow into the buildings, which is just, oh my god, it was god-awful to try and fix all that. But anyway, these buildings are here, and apparently their garbage output is less expensive, it makes less noise and less pollution. And so I figured, well, we may as well have some variety to this incineration plant. And then, of course, we needed the snow dumps, which aren't even full at all, actually, somehow. I think they just melt, so we're not getting a lot of coverage with the snow. But I think those are quite effective in plowing. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I mean, they're not bad. There is some snow on the roads. And then we have these road maintenance depots, just a few of them because that's not terribly important. And then there will be more nuclear power plants or some sort of power plants right in here. But I think this interchange is working out and everything in this area is going quite nicely. Anyway, that's the overview of the city.